Hey YouTube, how's it going? Another version of Here in My Office. I think we're on Here in My Office 35. Last couple videos I mentioned Charles Schwab and Santander, and those are still in the mix. Haven't heard from Charles Schwab in a little while. It's been a couple weeks now, so I'm losing a little bit of my hope for Charles Schwab. I think that was the one located out in Chicago, Illinois. So I'm not too broken up about it, but it would be nice to hear back from them again, and I haven't. But while I was waiting to hear from them, as you know, talked to Santander, who's out in a place called Wyomissett, Pennsylvania, which is outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, kind of near Philly. Nice cost of living place. I've been looking at houses in that area, looking at houses in the $700 to $1.5 million range. We could pick up a really nice house if we move to that area. Taxes are similar to what I pay around here, so that's the good news. If I have to move to that area, it's an area similar to Buffalo, New York, and I'm hopeful that the third party risk management position with Santander pans out. But while I was waiting to hear from Santander, I received a call from Wells Fargo. And I've been applying to Wells Fargo for months, guys. I've probably been applying to Wells Fargo for 9 months and never received any responses, and finally got something. And this is for a senior audit manager role. And I had about a 25-minute phone screen with Human Resources a couple days ago. And it went well, and she said she was going to move me up to talk to go into what they call their first round. So I consider having already gone through the first round. So there's a second round and a third round, and those are both with the hiring managers. So I got my notes, I got everything ready to have my second phone interview, and it's been scheduled for next Monday, which I don't know what that is, but it's next Monday, so about a week from now, I'll be talking to Wells Fargo for the second time, and then at that point, I guess they'll decide if they want to bring me on site to have an interview. Now, Wells Fargo, she told me, depending on the audit team you're on, you could be located in a whole bunch of different locations. I think she mentioned 8 different locations: Minneapolis, St. Louis, San Antonio, Phoenix, San Francisco, Denver. Now, I don't want to go to a place like San Francisco. It's too goddamn expensive. So I said to her, Charlotte, and she said, well, Charlotte's a good pick because that's their hub, that's their headquarters, and that's where all the audit teams are located. So if something from Wells Fargo pans out, we'd be moving to Charlotte, North Carolina. And I've been looking at houses in Charlotte, and just like houses in Pennsylvania, there are plenty of affordable houses. And the nice thing about Charlotte is the taxes are next to nothing. So I could buy $1 million house and have $10,000 taxes instead of $15,000, $20,000. I shouldn't say 15, 20, 25, $30,000 taxes like I have in these other houses in the Northeast. So we could save a lot of money. So that's looking good. And then I did get an email from the EEOC. I was mentioning I had my meeting with the EEOC on June 28th. My attorney has told me I don't have to go to that. It's already been handled, and we've filed with the EEOC. Now, the last thing we need to do is, straighten up my money situation. I'm, running out because, I've been unemployed for so long, and I ran out of unemployment insurance. So I'm kind of just burning through what's left of my savings while I'm waiting for the settlement. And the settlement, as you guys know, part of the damages is to repair all the losses to my savings and my retirement savings, and replace that with the settlement. So, depending on what the settlement is, it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's going to be enough money for me to make good on any payments I need to make, clean up all my credit card debt, um, get current on everything, get current on the mortgage, and get myself back on my feet. And I'm hoping I could do that. As I've said, I'm hoping I could do that before I get a job offer. But I might get a job offer. Maybe one of these things from Santander or Wells Fargo or Charles Schwab pans out and they make an offer and I take it, and then our house is going to have to go up for sale. And I'm thinking, $700,000, because the houses in my neighborhood, the house across the street was for sale for $700,000. House down the street sold for $1 million. So, and these are houses that are all about the same size as my house, about the same quality. They're all about the same quality. So, whether I could really get $700,000 or not, that's yet to be seen. But we did have a garage sale, got rid of a lot of stuff, got rid of an old lawnmower that I've been taking care of for 10 years. It doesn't run anymore. And, it would really suck to have to move again, because you guys got to understand, I just moved here last August. So now it's June. So we're coming up. If we move, we would have been here for a year. And I would say I never really settled in. It would have been a year of transition, and but the most I could say is, as long as I can get some money out of this and have a good deal, I'll be happy. And this Juul thing, I have to say, this is a good device. It has stopped me from smoking, but. And I say to my wife, I'm sucking on this thing like a lollipop. But keeps me away from the cigarettes, so that's good. So that's what's going on, guys. Wells Fargo. I'll make a video after I talk to Wells Fargo, let you guys know how the first real round interview went and see how that goes. And if I think I'm going to get a third round interview. So I'll probably make a video. I got all this week. We might hear from Santander. So if I hear from Santander Bank this week, and they want me to come down, and because I did have a more in-depth interview with Santander, I would have liked to say that was my first round interview. And really, it's the same thing every time. It's just going over my experience, which is pretty extensive. We're talking about 12 years of total internal audit experience, going into some of the projects that I've done at the bank, and kind of what I did before I went to the bank when I worked at a small textile manufacturing company who made hats. And I talk about that a little bit when I do my interviews. And then, of course, my education, my MBA in finance, my bachelor's degree in finance. Go through all that with these guys. So hopefully that's all that's necessary to get one of these jobs. Or if not, I just keep going. I do casually look for jobs now. I think I've saturated the job market now with applying. That I go on Indeed. It always sorts me. I look for third-party risk management jobs, and I look for audit jobs. Audit manager, senior audit manager, director, anything like that. Anything above like an auditor or a senior auditor. I don't want to go back to doing what I did, 4 years ago. I want to stay moving forward. I want to stay in management. That's the good thing about this job at Wells Fargo. It does involve managing others in an audit context. And when she was describing the department, it was reminding me a lot of the old setup at the bank with the different audit teams and how that works and how the teams work together. And it's a global team, and some teams will travel more globally than others. And I asked her about the travel. She said it might be up to 25%. And a lot of these places, I think the days of me working from home 4 days out of the week or 5 days out of the week, and coming in once a month are probably over, because a lot of these jobs, they want to have you in the office at least most of the time. So when I'm looking at houses, I'm looking at houses that are within 15 to 30 minutes away from the office, so I'm not setting myself up for too much travel. And but yeah, it's good. It's good that we have action again. I mean, there was a period of a couple months where it was just quiet. There was nothing going on, and it was getting kind of hopeless. And I'm thinking, oh God, I've applied to everybody, and now I'm coming around again. A lot of these places that I apply to, they have my information saved, so it's what's nice. It's a quick apply. Like if I want to apply to Bank of America, I can apply to a Bank of America job in 15 minutes because it's already got all my information saved, and I just kind of flip through the screens and just click OK again. So that goes with a lot of companies. So I don't want to change computers at this point. My computer's got everything saved, and it keeps putting in the same information, and that's good for these new applications for the same banks, for the same employers. But yeah, so guys, if you want to see my other videos, if you want to see where we've gone to come to this point, we've been doing these Here in My Office videos since last year, I think, Christmas time, around that time. So, almost coming up 6 months of doing these videos, and we still haven't gotten a job. So we're going to keep making videos until we do get a job. And so stay tuned, guys, and look at my other videos. I'll put a link at the end of this video to some of the earlier Here in My Office videos where you can see kind of where I've come from and what some of my history is in my past, and where we're going forward in the future. But thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos. I'll make another video after I talk to Santander. Thanks, guys. Bye.